What's up, everybody? So today I wanted to bring you guys something slightly different but still in lines with the educational part of this channel. So recently I was at the Sony Creative event where I ran into a ton of my friends, a couple of my favorite YouTubers and photographers, and I kind of came up with this simple but yet really hard question for them. I asked them, hey, who's a photographer, filmmaker, or creative that influences you? And what is something that we can learn from them? And it turns out this tripped up everybody, so it was great. No, but you know, in all reality, it's a very important question, I feel like, because not only do we get to know about other photographers and also learn about some of the people's influences, but this can also bring us something that we didn't think about when we're thinking about this creative or this photographer that, you know, kind of influences us. So here are some clips from a couple of my friends and the photographers that I met and what their responses are to those two questions.
Hi, how you doing? So my name is Nathan Valentine, and my Instagram handle is Nothing Still Dreams. And yeah, I'm a photographer, and I have a lot of influences rolling around my brain. The big photographer that influenced my work today is actually Dunna. John DeBont is a cinematographer. His first film was Die Hard. The first film that he worked on that I remember was Die Hard. And a lot of the techniques that I take with my photography are inspired by John DeBont. His affinity to use anamorphic lenses over spherical lenses, lenses like these, like just regular lenses. He prefers anamorphics to tell a more creative and cinematic story. And that's something that I attach to. I've always been attached to as a kid, and it actually inspired me to go into more like filmmaking and storytelling using ideas like Dutch angles and tension and things like that. I want to translate that to my photographs.
Hi, I'm in Capua. I'm a New York City street photographer, and my number one influence is photographer Saul Leiter. The reason why he influences a lot of my work, I really love the way he uses different elements from the weather to create his photography. He was known for using rain, he was known for using mist, and I think it just brings a whole dreamlike ethereal quality to the work.
Hey guys, it's me, Robbie Bulilan. I work with Sony, and my Instagram is robbiebulilan.arw. And a few of my influences really, I went to college at Ramapo, so I want to give a big shout out to my professor, Yolanda Delamo. Her art style is really cool if you ever get a chance to check it out, because it is very mathematical. It's very organized and really well thought out when it comes down to her style in photography, and I love that. So if you ever get a chance to check out her work, it's Yolanda Delamo, and definitely check it out.
How you doing? My name is Derrick Summers. My IG is dnice808, and my icon of what helped influence me into getting into photography and what still challenges me today is Gordon Parks. From about maybe 35 years ago, I first saw what he was doing, and I was influenced because he was able to capture in his pictures soul. It always told a story. It always made me wanting more, and it helped develop me into wanting to create something similar and create something that would be nostalgic when the other people look at it.
Hi, I'm Steve Milberg. I love photography. I'm a Canon and Sony shooter. The photographer that inspired me originally was Douglas Kirkland, who I used to see at PDN Expo all the time. And he'd be on the Canon stage, very enthusiastic. He'd be engaging all the models, and he had such an energy about him that it really got me into photography and wanting to do things like that, to shoot models, to shoot portraits, and to engage people, and so he was really one of my original people that inspired me into photography.
Hi, my name is Milton Thorbourne. My Instagram page is Lamar T Photography, Lamar, the letter T Photography. I'm a New York City-based photographer. I do portraits, headshots, and some events. One of my favorite photographers that I learned a lot from when I first started was David Hobby. He's the founder of The Strobist. He teaches lighting, photography lighting, from everything from studio strobes to off-camera flash. what I would say that I learned from him and that somebody could really learn from him is that, you know, you can take your photography business and grow every day, every single day. You can learn new tricks, new techniques on how to light and what to use to light with. That's what I learned from David Hobby. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Victor Alejandro. I go by at Lost in the NYC on Instagram. And I want to say that one of the people that has really influenced my work is a fellow Instagram and YouTuber by the name of Andy2. He is someone that whenever I see his work, he really tries to immerse himself in the place that he's in, telling the story, not just the best shots, but the story that'll kind of transform you to be there, even if you're not there. And so for me as an aspiring photographer and even dipping my toes into video, I want to make sure that the audience can feel the story that I'm trying to tell. Whether you're a fellow New Yorker, you're somewhere around the world, you can kind of see and feel what that moment is. And so for me, that's someone who I always look to inspire my work.
Hey, I'm Gianna from Focus Camera, and I'm here to talk about my inspiration, who happens to be Monica Sigmon. She is an amazing portraiture photographer, and I've had the pleasure of working with her at Focus Camera. And I really admire her bold style and her dedication to really connecting with her client. I see the importance and how far that goes when you make that connection with your client. So.
Hi everybody, I'm Monica Sigmon, Sony Artisan of Imagery, and I would have to say that one of the most influential photographers in my career as a portrait photographer is Mark Seliger. I think his work is so innovative and it's distinctly his, and what I love about it and how it's influenced me is that he's always searching for that just instant of vulnerability. So that's what I look for in my clients and my sessions. I just want to show a little side of them that maybe they don't normally allow others to see, and that's how he's influenced me.
Hey, I'm Dunna. My channel is called Dunna Did It. I talk about camera stuff all the time, and one of my really early influences was a fellow by the name of Casey Neistat, who almost everybody knows if you're into the YouTube space. And the big thing about Casey, I think, is like bringing in the everyday, bringing in the lifestyle into a space where you're creating art. I feel like the melding of that is something that I learned a lot from early on, and that I think a lot of people can learn a lot from, especially with the way that media is being made nowadays. It's cool to kind of merge those two things into something, and you can lean one way or the other way a little bit more, but I think just like having those two things pulled together is such a cool way to make and create new media.
Hi there, I'm Lindsay Adler, and I'm a fashion and commercial photographer based in New York. And one of the photographers that really shaped the work that I do today is a woman by the name of Lillian Bassman. And a lot of people don't know her work. So she created the most stunning work in like the 1950s. Super experimental, high contrast black and white. What I loved about it is that if you saw it today, you would think it's an edgy, creative editorial today just with timeless styling. Like she played with motion blur and blown out highlights. And I love that she was just fearless. And she was a very successful photographer among contemporaries at the time, like Penn and Avedon. She just didn't get as much love. So once I discovered her, I absolutely adore her work, and it's influenced me. And then the photographer today that I love is another female photographer. Her name is Elisaveta Porodina. She shoots, it is so experimental, it is crazy color, it's movement, it's funky, and she still gets hired to do major campaigns because she is the one and only. Like, if she is the one that has this style, this vision. And so if you want it, if a brand loves it, they got to hire her, which is what I always tell people about style.
So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys got some good takeaways and even learned some new photographer or creative names. That way you guys can look them up, and then, you know, maybe you guys might be influenced by them as well. My personal favorite, of course, will probably be Ernst Haas. I did a full YouTube video on him, just like a couple of things we can learn from him. I had some time to think about this question. I put everybody on the spot, so it's not fair. But, you know, do with what you got. But with Ernst Haas, he's heavily influencing my current motivation for street photography. I definitely want to capture more about motion. So my kind of takeaway with his is like kind of live in that moment, slow down that shutter speed, and see if you can just capture some of the movement, some of the craziness that's going on around you. All right, guys, I hope you guys liked this video. Definitely hit that like button if you did. Leave a comment down below about who's a photographer that influences you and anything that we can even take away from them that all of us can learn from. If you guys are enjoying these videos, definitely hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys on the next one.